what is the preamble, what is the prior arts, what is the description drawing, what are the claims, more important. So all the things we'll talk about the description part. Take care. Enablement means whether it has given entire details for anyone to implement or not. The complete detail exposure is given or not. Okay. So first one I am already covered, subject matter utility. We don't have to go further. And we take the second stage starts. Novelty, non-obviousness, written description, and enablement. So the filter is like this. Prior use and publication. If you disclose before already, then you remove that. Not disclosed, then you go for next one. Industrial applicability. Utility I told for the first one. If it is applicable, then go next one. Novelty is new or not. Is new, then go for non-obvious or not. Is non-obvious or inventive? Sometimes you can do before also. 3 and 4th. Non-patentable or not. And sometimes at this stage you can check up more once again whether it's not coming to the category or not. Then you can go for written description and enablement requirement. But and finally, you go to application, specification, or claims. Okay, this are filter have to go. Okay, now already eligibility we have seen, non-patentable invention, patentability or novelty, non-obvious utility already covered. Now prior art search. All body. Prior art means all body of knowledge prior to inventions. Okay, best on people knowledge, all in body of knowledge. As I mentioned, public use. Some people are already using that prior knowledge. May not be written anywhere. They're using it. Patent, non-patent literatures, publications, meeting reports, survey reports, all different prior arts. Clinical trial information. Sometimes a clinical trial, but if samples, then you can use it. If not samples, then clinical information is also public. What is the meaning sample, not sample? If something only sample, then same sample can be used for somebody else also. So it doesn't constitute prior art. But information based on sample is prior art. Traditional knowledge, oral disclosure also not patentable. Defensive publication. Defensive means what? Somebody is one company to prevent another company from getting patent, he disclose their idea. In that case, you stop them from getting patents because already you disclosed before that. There are defensive obligations. Prosecution history means what? That means the patent already started. You applied the patents, and in between there are the examiner question, answer the question, all the histories, everything becomes prior art, which may not be known to everybody outside. For example, before granting, all the process going on between individuals and the patent office. Somebody has some oppositions for that, so answering for opposition, all these things are going on. So that may not be known for individuals, but patent office is going to check that also. That's how when you have got a provisional patent application, also they'll consider that for somebody else applying patent. They'll say that somebody has given provisional application, which we can access. You and I cannot access because that only patent office knows. It's not been published, but they'll use that also. So prosecution history, what had gone before that, everything also they include into the prior art. Library records. Sometimes records will cover only the annexures or details or the indexes. Details, when that index also consider that information available elsewhere. That also considered prior art. Thesis, abandoned applications. Abandoned application means you withdraw in between. You don't submit the final examination. Abandoned. Or don't submit the patent complete specification again abandoned. All the things also included into that. They count. Internet and secret prior arts. Secret prior art means what? Some prior art is confidential present in internet, which is not supposed to be public uses, but that also considered prior art. Industry trade publications. The advertising, we have this, we have that. They were not so technology, but that is also prior art. Newspaper reports, websites, and scholarly publication like books, journals, proceeding reports. So all are the prior arts. Okay. So that means practically everything available publicly are the prior arts. Plus something more is not available publicly, that also prior art. Now novelty. Our novelty standard. Novelty means what? Anticipation. Already existing or similar things. So it's not a new. So the identity requirement. Identity, there are 3 ways to find novelty. One is identity or doctrine on equivalence. Okay. So the device or process does not fall within the So that means the device or process does not fall within the literary scope of patent claim, but is nevertheless same. That means almost same, but one minute. Okay. So it's almost equivalent, not same exactly, but equivalent things are available. That is also not novelty. Novel means not even equivalent. You put some slight variations. That is, doesn't mean the novelty is almost equivalent. May not equal, but equivalent. Inherency means what? It allows anticipation or invention even if prior art reference is missing. That means intermediate methods are there, not there. But final, as long as this is understood. Okay. For example, you're producing one item and another item. Okay. Now the intermediate step. That person may not disclose that one, disclose that intermediate method, but it is still considered to be anticipation. Means not anticipation, not novel. Less anticipation, more novel. It is still considered inherent anticipation because it must be there. Instead of disclosing that, it must be there. Without it, not possible. So in that case, also considered to be same. Third one, enablement. You don't give full details. A person ordinary skills in art, in the art to make and use the full scope. They cannot use it exactly what I given. Everything cannot get. That is also almost equivalent. Nothing new. So three things. One, it's not exactly same or similar to other things. Number two, may not be exactly same, but at least it is inferred from that. It is obvious from that other findings. Third one, details are not given how to implement it. These three are not there. That is novelty point of it. They write that no novelty. Exam report no novelty. Yes or no, they put no. Okay. So this has to be there. That means it's not equivalent to others. It's not inferred from that. Not exactly equivalent, but it's not inferred from that. Or it should not be and given less than details for enabling it operations. The non-obvious. Oh, there are two ways to consider non-obvious. One called objective criteria. Objectively, you see, technically it must be different. It must be more advanced. That is most important requirement. But technical advancement depends on the scope and content of the prior art. How much variety are getting it, how much difference between prior art and claimed inventions. They have to check up. Is almost similar or how much different it is. But level of ordinary skill, pertinent art. It is ordinary person that art, somebody expert in that particular field. But how much expertise you expect from them? And long felt need, something also required for long time, we not got it. Unexpected results are getting. These type of things also consider. For example, MMB may not be much more different, but still people are not using it. Low is missing. People are still not using it. So in that case, they may reconsider that. May not be so non-obvious, or it may be obvious, but still it not used so far. In that case, reconsider that. Unexpected results are getting. They can reconsider that. We'll see that. Subject criteria means such improvement must not be obvious by the person skilled in the particular field. One is the improvement and not obvious. There are two things. It should improve compared to before, and it should be not obvious from common sense. Common people. So, a feature of an invention that involves technical advantage as compared to existing knowledge or having economic significance or both. See, either technically better or economically cheaper or maybe both. And that makes the invention not obvious to a person skilled in that. A person who is expert in that is not so obvious. So the both component, improvement and non-obviousness. This is some techniques to use for writing, for example, even something obvious also. But still, these are some grounds they may reconsider. One of the ground is what was the problem with the invention addressed and how long it existed. So problem already there, not using it. In that case, for example, in a car, they are using then wiping this car glass when rain comes. No? So those glass, same technology, right? Enough technology to prove that because something coming during any time inside water will coming something to remove that. Now you say okay, using already existing methods. Now you say already existing, but how will I use so many? At least for last 60 years, nobody changed it. It is not necessary. Then you can claim it. The commercial success argument. Even if obvious, but a non-obviousness based on commercial grounds. If anybody not understanding, please stop me. Okay. How significant the problem? Problem is very important. In that case, COVID is not good. For example, non-obviousness. For example, something like COVID. Develop something. Method of developing the jobs is very is obvious. Doesn't matter. Problem is very important. So in that problem is significant. In that case, those arguments are not. Now we can give this argument as stronger than that. How you know what the problem and how many are seeking solution? Many people know it is trying, not able to get method. You are given a method. In that case also, obvious method, still it will be. What other solutions are put forward before publication of the patents developed? Sometimes single solution is given before, and how obvious is better than that? May not be, maybe obvious, but still better than that solution. Then we consider that. To what extent were the factors which should have held back the exploitation of solution, even if it is technically obvious? Obvious technically, but there are many more factors. If you don't do that, many things cannot progress, many take place. Because many things depend on that solutions. If you do that, many more things will continue further. In that case also, you can justify that. How well has the patent is development been received public? Public is using it. Public will use it only after the application, other before that you cannot apply it. But after application, public are using it actively. Then you can quote that also. And easily they are using it. That also quote justifying that obvious maybe, but still patentable. Now, these arguments what are given, these are not available in literature, okay? Please note down everything because we will give you the recordings of entire thing. You can keep playing anytime. So, try to understand is more important. So, here, see, these arguments are compiled based on the responses of different examination reports. Okay? So, it's not available publicly. So, that's based on by reviewing many examination reports, I found out some other questions are answered to justify that, which are not directly related to obviousness. So that's why I given these questions. Okay, so these are not directly coming in the domicile of non-obviousness, but these are sometimes given argument and they justified also. On this ground, we can obviate non-obviousness, arguments. Then inmates of disclosure is very important. How much details need to be put in the applications? So you have to give every details, otherwise they will not accept it. Description to enable, anybody can use it. So what is the meaning? You visualize it, what could look like in real life. And because you are presenting, you know about that, others may not know. So how it looks like, so that they get appreciation of that should be presented. Especially if you're on a product, like a mechanical products. So obviously you should have what is actually that device made up of, what are different components, how are they related to each other, what interlink between that, all details should be there so people can visualize it. You are putting some chemicals, some chemical interactions and doing something. Then you should visualize it. Okay, this interaction, this bond, that bond, you will be able to visualize that. So visualization very important. Presenting, we will not get an obvious understanding of that. Similarly, what are components, what are different components or findings? Display products. Process, what are component of the process? And how they connect to each other. Which one do what time, what conditions, how linked, all the connectivity has to be brought. Embodiments means any other forms possible, because when you are giving one presentation, one patent, then you should make sure details given, at the same time make sure people having slightly different also cannot claim the same patent. For example, I did this something in 25 degrees centigrade, someone 23 degrees centigrade, I got it. So he says that mine different from him? No, it's obvious. So in that case, my claim should be such a way that covers temperature less than 30 degree will cover, because 30 more is not possible. So similarly, the compounds consist of different proportion of that. I did give my proportion, but I cover another group of proportions in my claim itself, so that others cannot enter in the claim. So this way, what are different forms, different. That's where the technique lies. How do you have draft your claims such that it covers people slightly different should not be able to claim the independent patents, because it covers that. But you cannot diffuse your information and give that okay, this entire range will work. No, you have to give entire details. Other they will not accept it. But you can claim bigger range or scope in your claims. So similarly, any other modifier possible, that also you can give it. You may not done it. This combination also possible can be used. If you try it, that's further better. Different embodiment you can give different variations. The same patent. You can give examples of also for that. What other materials they can use? You are using one material, they're using another materials for that. And you are so where plastic or PVC they're using, and somebody is using a fiber reinforcement materials or something they're using. So you have to see they are going to obvious, non-obvious. So you have to see what other materials are possible for your work. Although you're done with PVC, you can give fiber also can be used for that. That is also so you can write in your patent application so that you can cover that area also. What type of coupling can be connected between components? Coupling means how joining. Each component delta another component how? Physically or process-wise. What environmental condition for preparation usage? For using a preparing, what condition required? What environment required? For example, what temperature, what pressure, under what criteria, what humidity required? All the things and model parameters you can mention that. Or in control environment within this is not working. So entire details has to be visualize it. Because without that, enablement coming. Enter the enablement. And then what are the further scope implement? That also you should write. So that this will give prior for others. When was the first invention in the same field demonstrated, published, as the present invention? How past invention, what changes, how your changes are different. That also will further emphasize how you are different sufficiently from them. Then saw the compacted keywords in patent, non-patent literature, both non-patent also, because many times they give non-patent literature also for checking, only patents. So you have to search for that. We'll see that how to search. So far, I covered obviousness, non-obviousness, and utility, and novelty. Then utility. Utility has got 4 types of utility. One is specific utility, credible utility, well-established utility, and substantial utility. Credible means what? Specific requirement. Exactly. Utility means what? For this purpose you're working. For example, I'm a mosquito repellent. You're removing mosquito. It requires specific utility requirements. Or I'm having some type of drugs for particular disease. It is working for that. Because specific utility. Exactly means that. Credibility means what? Even that, but person is not possible. No, this combination will never work out. So a knowledge base doesn't agree with that. So in that case, conceptually it should be matching. Concepts are not different. We told you one of the art in the Indian Patent Act 3.1. So we discussed about that. One of them is some type of principles which are not possible. Okay, so this thing is some similar to that. Knowledge base is not possible. So they say that credibility is not there. Specific may say, but they will not look for that because experimental is not there. Similar way established, that means already principal practice available. Existing principles, people are already using it. How different from them, we cannot claim it. For example, there are different standards like mechanical and civil and all the different engineering branches. We have got different standards available for that for each things. What should be the ranges? What should be a proportion? Specification standards are available for any type of physical activities. So now it should not be different from the standard. They will check it up. ISTM what is given there. How is it different from that? ESTM what is given. So the standards are not variable standard. You say that no, this must be this thing is okay, all right for that. You cannot say that. It should not be well-established standards should be maintained. And finally, substantial utility. That means it will be helpful for people. People are going to really get benefit from that. People are really looking for it. So these 4 things are to keep in mind. It should exactly address that point, and it should be conceptual, right? And it doesn't violate. It tallies with the existing principles, not knowledge-based principles, but already existing utilities. And finally, it should be helpful for people. All the 4 established, then utility point of view, it will never be crossed from that. They'll agree with that. So these are all things you have to keep in mind while writing that. Now I'll come to patent search. So what is search first? First you have to search whether product or process or system. System is both of them together. And so you have to search with respect to that. Then you have to search with respect to the key inventions, feature invention, like key component. What are the components used? Search for components wise. Either process of manufacturing, so on, so search. A product or this product search or component which are using for that. You can separately search for each component and the structure connectivity. How component relate to each other. Because the connectivity different may be a different process. Connectivity different than existing can also be a inventive step. because people are using this to this range, but using something else. For example, recently we are filed a patent for uh, this this soap for washing vessels. So we are used, they are using chemical methods for doing that. We have herbal methods. Of course, we are making slight modification. Instead of some other materials, we are using lemon juice. Yes, they are available in the market, but people are not done that for this purpose. It is not existing for that. So we are using that and reducing that components for that. Okay. So now this is the point. So the point is that it's possible that we can have some type of variation in the connectivity of our different components also that can also claim for that. Then key step of sequences. What are key steps for that? So you can search for the components, search for the connectivity, search the key steps, search the sequences. I'll tell you how to search it. This thing you have to design yourself. See, this thing you only have to do it because your patent agents and will not be knowledgeable in the field like you. They may say general advice. They can convert that into a patent language, but they will not be able to give expert opinion for deeper, which you only can do it. So very important that that's the my whole purpose. Although I'm also a patent attorney, but I encourage all of you to design your own patents, because that's where you learn the knowledge. You know how to apply it instead of commercially paying something somewhere and they write something, converting something and agreeing with them. No, your self-satisfaction come only when you design yourself. We'll teach you the language how to write it, but how to design it. But better than you should do it yourself, not give to somebody else, third party. Then it will not be strong. Let's talk, because you all done long work. How to present now is very important. The structural functional components of the organization thereof. What is structural each organization and how they function, each component, how they organize themselves. All the things you can separately search also. Then keywords, you can search for keywords or combination of keywords or concept search like adsorption process. You can search in the process itself, activate carbon, how they use the components. Like you can search. Similarly, patent and non-patent both separately you can search, or selection database you can search, or field of search. For example, Science Direct or Scopus, you can search. Similarly, open source journals are there. Then you can search that. Relevancy, closest to invention and far away from invention. Best and relevant, more closest you can consider first, but far away, consider later. Analysis, analyze based novelty, analyze based on. Once you collect these, then you can go for check them. Once you study about them, check them, what combination they have got, what organization they have got, what sequence they have got, how function they have got, and different literature collected. Then see which is closer to you, which is far away from you. And then you see what novelty they have got, yours have got compared to them, what non-obviousness you have got. Not there, you change it now. And non-utility or utility parameter, how utility norm you are better than that. So all these things you have to, you have to strengthen yourself before applications. So now they are the different patent sites. You can go for Google patents and patents at google.com. Don't do that, you can do afterwards. Here, practically most of the common patents will get it. Okay. So in each of the patent, you'll find that patent priority will be given, which date the priority date is given, what category, process, and product, which office they're filed, what type of patents it is. Then category belongs to different groups, mechanical and some devices, or like some chemical processes, like that. And putting up patent types, and then patent status, which status it is now, and patent language is still language written. There's somebody convert that. In India, language has to be in English. Any other language will translate it in English. So these are the different patent sites. So this is US patents. You don't have to search this now. And this is a IP, and this is Indian patent. Indian patent here, IP patent. I'll show you that how to search that. And there is a general Google patent where you'll get many of the patents, but details are available. For example, all details are available in Indian patents. All details are available in these sites. Apart from that, SciSpace, another site. If you want, I'll show you each of them, but I'll not go details. I'll just show you how it looks. This is the US patents. So here you can search whichever, either patent name or form, whatever you want to search, any particular item. I'm not searching it. You can go through that. A simple search like you are using Google and any advanced search in Boolean. language you can put that these and these and all the combination and or all the including excluding all thing and put together, which I'm sure all of you know. If you don't have, then separately you can ask question and answer this. So this is the European patents, which may not be so relevant now. At the end, you can go for that. And second one, this is the Google patent. In Google patent, you can find Google has got separate place for patent. Like Google search, you can do any simple search and say whatever. I'm not again searching for that. So you can search for that. Like in Google, you can search for that and look at patent literatures. Okay, this one thing I do. Activated carbon for adjustments. Some carbon adjustment. See, patents. Patent number is given. First adjustment tower recommended first adjustment include the first heating, and you can see which are gas purification adjustment. Hydrogen fluoride sulfide, carbon metal useful, fluid storage and distribution. See all different types of adjustment method useful. Back to carbon. Now, which is closer to you? I am using for wastewater. We did one patent for the treating in the textile wastewater using different activated methods. So I have to see from that. I know further search. Then if each one if you open, will available here. See for the different activated this what you call this packing of the adsorption or something adsorbs on the surface. So they are given different materials for that, and this description given everything given you see, and what are the claims they have got. You see this way you can see that. This is what you can search for that. Google is very standard tools. Just you can begin with Google. Just put at the end you can end. Now if you are more specific, then you got Indian patent. This comes here. Will come more that. Here you can search for. If you know exactly the particular patent, you can give some the published or granted. Usually you can say granted. The published means that don't may not get details also. They may not be proper. Granted means already sanctioned. Although they consider both for priority, but better to go for published granted first, then you can go to public. Because standard format could be wrong because nobody is evaluating that published. But still you can see because if somebody has always had some technology, you have to change it. So if dates are available, then you can write. Otherwise, give some title, again some field, anything, any field you can put anywhere. Okay, so some titles are given. Similar title, I can put something. Okay, anyway, you can try that. And if some location, you know, application number if you know, or you can put and some combination patent number if you know, and applicant names you know, or institute names you know. So this thing you can search for that. All the every combination can available everywhere. Like here, which filing office, and similarly you can select any of the criteria and add something. I can search for that. Okay, this is once you go Google search, then you go for Indian patent search. That will available here. Okay, and then this is one very important patent search. I recently discovered that very nice, where you can find out more details about AI waste. This you can use for your paper writing also. For example, you want to find something, some time materials. Same thing I put. Something new or type properly. This for non-patent literature, it give, see, it has given so many papers which is related to that, and it gives summary of the paper, inside of the paper. What is summary of the paper also provided, and if I have more information, and you can have add this component also. What the conclusion of that, what the results of that, what method they used, what latest survey they did, so many things. And in addition to that, even if first 5 paper also written a paragraph about that, you see. Anyway, we'll have separate session if you're interested for the paper writing using AI and how the advantage of that. But these some sites you can use that. You also patent literature also. This literature also can find place for writing. I given this one for you. It will be useful for you. This you can use for regular paper writing also. Okay, so these have patents prior art searches possible. Okay, then there are some free patent search available. This IP is what I already given, and Google is also given. Worldwide spaceman.com. This is another patent search. The US patent already given, so you can search all of them. You can check yourself. Okay, I'm getting to that. But one thing, a patent search is not complete, as you know that, because many of the literature are not available, but not published. But they will consider if they are accessible to the patent office, they can consider that. And some of the things also not known because people have already abandoned patents of somebody we don't know. So those are not possible. And time variation also, language barrier. Some language with other language you may not have access to that. Some abstract title only given, details not given. But they will pull out those things. This is not sometimes not possible for us to do that. But we have to carry out the best because usually patent attorney will have their own specialized paid softwares for that. They'll have better access to that. But I'm showing only 3 versions of that. Public use category, some are single sales in a small community, which you don't know. Some community, some are doing. But then this person may claim that this is already existing here. So in that case, prior art, you don't know about that. Country-based database, not all countries have online database, which you can access to that. Subjective qualities of search, type of invention, skill of searcher, materials being searched, time taken for search, all the criteria also play a role. How long can you do that? Relevancy, closest invention, how much close it is. All the things sometimes are not so limited. Unless it's novelty also, you'll not able to find out. So there are some problems. But with this, accepting this limitation, we have to continue anyway. Now we'll go to how do you design main drafting a pattern. Now you understood that prior search. With a big process by itself. Then you have to go for how do you write it. The first part is a title. Title is a concise name of the invention that indicates general nature. It should be descriptive enough to give a quick understanding of the invention purpose. Like adjustable standing desk. It's a desk. It is adjustable and standing. So it communicates the item at the same time special feature of that. So a wearable heart monitor with a real-time data transmissions. So you may use different AI tools for that, or you may use ANN for that, whatever it is you're using. But now it is device. So computer science. So this type of things, whenever you have some device, then you can patent it. Automated irrigation systems with soil moisture sensing. So details given. What is method you're using and what you're doing. All what you want, what method you use, both are there. Cloud-based data analytics platform for predictive maintenance. Biodegradable packaging material derived from agricultural waste. Interactive e-learning platform with adaptive learning capabilities. See? So this way, these are different type of examples you can see. Wherever some details are given. I've given for different fields, so you can get an idea. Next part is field of invention. This section identifies technical field to which the invention pertains. Because it belongs to what? Because I identify based on that. It helps to categorize the invention in the larger body of technical knowledge. So, for example, the present invention relates to office furniture, especially adjustable height desks. So, office furniture can be broad category, adjustable height desk will be smaller category. Similarly, this present invention relates to the field of medical devices, especially the wearable health monitoring system for tracking the cardiovascular health. So, overall medical device and these smaller categories, which I'm sure you can all do that. The present invention relates to the field of data processing and analytics, more specifically to cloud-based platform for predictive maintenance of industrial applications. Is it clear now? You can see the field means what a broader field or smaller fields. Next is background. Background, what you provide is where the prior art comes. Provide this context of the invention by describing the state of the prior art. This includes mentioning existing solution and highlighting the deficiencies, thus establishing the need of the new invention. So here, basically, you write what has existed before, what existing solution, and highlight what are the problems in them. Why should develop otherwise? And how your invention address those problems. What is the difference? What way it is better than the existing one with respect to addressing these problems. This is very important to address with references. So, some example, first one, I made this short, we can hear this more expanded. Conventional office desks are typically fixed in height, which can lead to ergonomic issues. Ergonomic is not physical issues for users. Adjustable height desks are often require manual adjustment and can be cumbersome to operate. There is a need for an adjustable desk that is easy to use and promote better ergonomics. So this is the explanation of what is needed of that. I'm deliberately made it very short just to get an idea. It will be more expanded because you have to give more references. What will I use? Their modification, that happened, the problem, that problem. How your things address that problem better. Next one, wearable health monitors often lack clinical accuracy and comfort and fail in continuous real-time monitoring. There is a need for a comprehensively accurate and comfortable solution to seamless healthcare integrations. So here, similarly, we should write more specifically what are all the different types of things available with references and how it is different from them and what way it is more important from them. Okay, all the things should come here. So this is a summary. So these are supposed to come in your background. What background encourages you to continue your work? Next comes summary. A brief overview of the invention, summarize the main aspect and advantage. What is the main advantage of this? Summary means so far it was problem, background touch problem. Now summary of what is advantages is a positive part. Problem only explain that. Now advantage of your expand. It is better than them, it is addressing need that much. But now how it addressing need, what is the advantage of that? That I have to write here. Main aspects and advantages is read a quick snapshots of what the invention is about. We are going to detailed specifics. What it is not, just quickly get an idea in what way it is improving now. All improvements should be specific. For example, the invention provides an adjustable standing desk, easily raised or lowered using electric motor. The desk includes a control panel for adjusting height and memory setting to save the preferred position. The design improves user comfort and productivity. And this is contents. You have to write more details about that summary. More expansion of that. The motor operates on so and so things and function for some duration time, and this all the details are disconnected with that thing, which helps in that way. Like this, all the connectivity has to be there, and how the overall embodiment or the configuration is helping. Also, what model configuration can also be utilized in modifying for certain situation. That also can write. So these all come in summary. So that detailed summary of an entire findings are given here. Then comes the brief description drawings. Drawings can be for product. You can write something like this. So all drawings are given before. Here, write just this basic quadrant. Figure 1 is a perspective view of the adjustable standing desk. Figure 2 is a side view of showing the desk in a lowered position. Figure 3 is a side view of showing the desk in various position like this. Figure the product like this. Mechanical device or product, you can show like this. For process, figure 1, the flowchart illustrating the overall process of invention, including the main steps, start from finish. Figure 2, detailed view of the step pair, showing sub steps like this connect. So figure we'll show you figure separately, but this is a list of the different figures separately. Just to give description of the different figures. And whenever writing in the explanation, also you should quote about the figures. In a specification also, this within bracket figure. Similarly, in claim also you can write within bracket figures. So they are important. If figures are there, you have to write that way. It's not compulsory that you have a figure, but usually you'll be having some figures or some sketches. You can show that. I'll show you the figures. Then silent feature basic. Then detailed description. This is where everything comes. Code is everything comes. It is maximum part. Others will be short, maximum one page, but this is maximum. It includes thorough explanation of how invention works, its component, what study you did, how you found out, why you applied. Everything comes. Best mode. What are different modes? Why this is the best mode? A different combination. What is the better combination? Everything in the reports finds systematically. It often references a drawing to add to understand. You can show drawing to explain that. Inside also give drawing. Refer to the same drawings and explain. Not inside give drawing. Refer to drawing inside. Then referring to figure 1, the adjustable standing desk 10 includes desktop 12. They are different numbers. Supported by the pair of telescope legs 14. The leg 14 powered by electric motor, 16 control panel 18, mounted on the front edge of the desk. The control panel 18 features buttons for raising and lowering the desk, as well as memory buttons for saving preferred heights. Like this, this is just a prototype. I'm not going to give details, but all details have to come here with exact explanations. Then claims. Okay, this is the most important part of that. No, abstract. I'm sorry, abstract. It's a concise summary of the invention, typically written 150 words. Very summary of them, just like any paper write abstract, is within 150 words, right? It's summary of everything. One line will be there, something related to background. One start with what is the preamble of that, what is related to that, what is the background for that, and what way it is better than that, what are the details of that, and what is everything is very summary format. And it's like adjustable standing desk featuring telescope legs powered by electric motors for height adjustment. The desk includes a control panel and buttons for raising, lowering the desk, and memory settings and preferred position. Design enhances and improvement of that, variation of that, everything comes together in 150 words. At the end, you can write that. Then claims. This is the most important part of the patent. Claims define the legal scope of the inventions, specifying what is new. So, what is new in your work legally, that comes in claim. And what applicants need to protect. Now, what you don't want others to take it, you are claiming protection of that. Nobody else should do that. That comes in claim. But claim should be based upon your other specification details. Otherwise, how claim comes on that. Based on that only, you have written claims. They outline the boundaries of the patent protection. How much you protect, like how range you are going to give each categories, and are carefully crafted. You cannot give temperature of 0 to 100 degree. No, cannot give. You have to give small certain range, 30 to 40 degree. Within that range works. You may have 35 degree, but somebody else will not claim at 38 degree. But you know, after 40 it may not work. After 20 it may not work. Like this, you have to find your range and give that. That all comes in claims. But specifically, all details you have to give. Carefully crafted to avoid prior art while covering invention comprehensively. Okay, you have to write such that prior art is not included into that. It's different from that, and at the same time cover comprehensively to protect. So this is where most of the skills comes. An adjustable standing desk comprising of desktop, a pair of telescopic legs supporting the desktops, and electric motor coupled with telescopic legs. So this is the first part, which includes everything. Desk comprising desktop, and a pair of legs, telescopic legs, electric motors. Now more specification you can write for that. For example, more details of that. The adjustable standing desk as claimed in claim 1, this one, wherein telescopic legs extend, retire to adjust the height of the desk. So more expansion of that. This is summary. Now, what the legs consist, they can explain. What this consists, they can explain. So the independent claim is a dependent claim. Then I have other independent claims also. I'll show you more details about that. So claims should be written like this. Examples. This is the language in which it will be written. As claimed in claim 1 and this covers. Okay. Then drawings. See, drawings can be anything. Visual representation of the invention. Diagrams can be there. Figures can be there. Flowcharts can be there. Sketches, graphs can be there. Components and operations, making the written description. So this has to explain. For example, this is a device. These are devices. This is the architecture. Our different components, devices, how they're interacting with each other. And these are plots. These are flowcharts. And there are some certain types of sequences, DNA sequences. And these are type of what you call different signals and different chemical compounds. These are plots. This is how it looks. Visual figures also you can put that, and these flowcharts. So this way can be anything. Can be equations also. So all the things can be figures. So that naturally some figures others could be there. If not, there is okay. But for explanation point, figures will be useful. Okay, drawings. All comes in drawings. Hope you understand the component of that. Now, I am going to focus on claims only. Other thing, because that's what the most crucial part of that. I am giving different type of claims because this is the heart of entire patent. It was the protective boundary of the line around the patent that lets others know when they're infringing on the inventor's rights. It defines the extent of the protection conferred by the patent or the protection required by the patent applications. And similarly, limit the defined by the words and phrasing the one's claims. Okay, so by the words you limit it, and phrase by the claims will be phrased such a way. So it gives an entire boundary of your work. Physical boundary of your work is based on building a mag, the physical boundary. But intellectual boundary of your work is the claims, which is not applicable. key and proper patent drafting. No, proper patent drafting, important clarity, completeness, and supporting basis. So the different types of claims are there. Like an independent claim, different already seen that. The product claim, process claim, apparatus claim, exception claim, and manifest claims. I'm giving each claim examples with different fields. Independent claiming means claim that is one that does not refer to any other claim. Some independent claims may refer to other claims. Okay, may refer to other claims. Sometimes they may do that, but most independent claim will have no reference to any other claims. Okay, that's what I mentioned. The first divide, first independent claim. Similarly, you talk another criteria of that independently written. Other things depend on that. Rarely you can connect to the other independent, but mostly it doesn't connect. You can see some examples. The successive and narrower claims designed to specifically recite possible variation. For example, in this the materials may be plastic and this and that, something like, or in this the connection may be this type, this type, this type, or in this the process may be within this to this, sodium, potassium, calcium can be involved further. Like this, you can, or in this the temperature range may not be that depend further independent claim to supporting aspects of that. Okay. Then these are two types of claim. Then product, process, and apparatus. They are very clear. Product means particular product. It talks about particular product, or particular process, particular apparatus. Then Jepson claim, there are specific claims, mostly not used, but sometimes are used. Jepson claim means what? Improvement claim. In the process making widgets, the element A, B, and C, the prior art, wherein the improvement comprises of the transitional phase element D. The writing something different from others. The claim itself shows about the previous thing and how yours different from that. Sometimes the improvement can be not technology. I told two things: technology, economics. Improvement also with respect to technical economics can be claimed like this: how it is existing and how you are improving over that. That you can find. These three components are there, but add a new component there. Modified it, varied it, changed it. That you can be Jepson claim. Improvement is comes. Marcus claim is another claim where you cover broader coverage. Like a claim is claiming how legs may be attached to the table. Marcus claims such a claim might read, wherein a fashioner selected from the group consists of nails, screws, and bolts. So it can be any combinations. So you cover entire thing. You did one way and particular sequence of nails, screws, and bolts, but he is covering that. It can be any fashioner you can use as a nail, screw, and bolts. Anything is okay. So that means what? He is covering other any person to use screw or bolts. Although I did a nail, they should also claim different thing, but I covered the entire range. A format of Marcus claim is selected from the group consisting of ABC, or where the metals used was taken from sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and calcium hydroxide. Like this you can write, or magnesium hydroxide. So that anybody can cover that, or hydroxides of metals, earth metals, all alkaline metals. Like this you can have detail coverage. But as I mentioned, in your specification, all details should be there. You cannot specify. I tried any combination of that. You cannot say. The details give. But claiming time, you can have broadening it. This is an art. Now I'll give some domain example, mechanical domain on claims. A bicycle comprising of a frame, two wheels, a handlebar, a seat, and a pedaling mechanisms. This example. Now explanation of this claim. This claim stands the one, doesn't refer to any other claim, right? A bicycle comprises these things. Dependent claim, the bicycle of claimed one, wherein the frame is made of a carbon filter. The claim depends on the independent claims and adds other limitations. Covering what exactly covering that. Or it may be in narrow and variation in the sizes from this to this, or any other qualifier. Chemical domain. A compound of formula X, wherein X is a halogen. Halogen means say you are studying about any one of the halogen, but you are covering entire halogen as a group. Now I saying the compound has claim of where the halogen is chlorine. See, so you are specifying your dependent claim on that. And if you're putting the last Jepson claim, in that case you can put where the halogen can be any combination of X, Y, Z, chlorine, bromine, and adding like this, right? It is possible. Pharmaceutical domain. A pharmaceutical composition comprises an effective amount of compound X and a pharmaceutical acceptable carrier. Now this claim stands in own because independent writing defines the pharmaceutical product. Second claim, the pharmaceutical composition is claimed one, wherein the carrier is lipid. Okay, now define more details about the specific details of what carrier you used. Electronics domain. An electrical circuit comprising of power supply, resistor, and a capacitor connected series. The independent claim, you stand on your own. The electrical circuit I claim 1, where the resistor has got resistance of 100 ohms. So not specific of that. Okay. I hope you are able to catch from your own fields how the claims are designed. Independent and connecting with that more specification of that. That's how designing claims. Okay. Then computer science IT. A computer implemented method. See, computer can by itself the method has to go through some items for us. Managing data, comprising receiving data from the user, storing the data in database, and providing access to data through the interface. So now it is a hardware. It is not just a software. Because you are implementing some methods and getting some product. So by method itself cannot be patented, we will cover it only. So computer independent method of for managing data, comprising receiving from this data and storing this and providing access to the user database. So this is independent claim. Now the method of claim 1 wherein the data is encrypted before storage. Now more specification what happened data. Here you can write everything else. Here just basic principles. Then again the method claimed in claim 1 where the database includes SQL, these, that things or something. And wherever the access to database is covered through XYZ, like this, right? Or X and Y, or whatever. So this way, not X, Y, you have to specify based on your things. So this is how you can cover this. Another mechanical gear. A gearbox comprising housing, series of gears, and lubrication systems. This is intangible claims. Now I am talking about, okay, so far I covered independent, dependent. Now I am covering other types of claims. Process, product. Now it's a process, product claim. A gearbox consists of housing, a series of gears, and lubrication system. See, all the components are there. The tangible product. Process, a method for assembling a bicycle comprising of, say, method of assembling bicycle, not bicycle. Comprising of steps attaching to wheel to the frames, securing the handlebar, and installing the seat. The claim defines a series of steps to achieve the results. The apparatus claim an apparatus for cutting. Apparatus some instruments using. That is also device actually. Product. Apparatus for cutting metals comprising of cutting blade and a motor and control systems. So the apparatus consists of that for particular functions. So you see, all are mechanical domains, but we can have product, process, and apparatus. It defines the claim defines. Other secondary claims I mentioned that dependent claims can be based on that where the cutting metals involve the process procedure this that, and the blades installed in diamond this that. All things you can keep on expanding further, or you connected with that with the spring, or you connected with that something. All of these you can talk about. Chemical domain, product claim. A chemical composition comprising a compound X and a solvent. Chemical mixture developing. And again, you can where the compound. I'm not talking about this independent because by now I hope you are able to get an understanding of that. So I'm just talking about only independent claims. Product claim is like this. Product. It's a product composition. Process, a method of synthesizing compound X comprising of steps reacting A with B in the presence of catalyst. This process. Then anyway you can elaborate that in the dependent claims. So this is a process of doing that. You can write in the environment or whatever in some sort of situations. You can write presence. And what is catalyst here? Apparatus claim apparatus of mixing chemicals comprising of mixing chamber and a stirrer and a temperature control systems. So the different components of products combined together as apparatus. So, and in different claims can be accordingly. Chemical processing. Now, pharmaceutical domain, a tablet comprising of 10 mg of compound X and a binding agents. The product. A method of treating disease Y in a patient comprising of administering an effective amount of compound X into the patients. Process. Treating disease. You know, medical treatment cannot treatment different, treating disease different. Okay, disease in a patient comprising administering effective amounts of compounds. So it's a method of using some type of treatments. I mean, some type of administration of some compounds. Process of treating. Not just a method dissection, method of this, or just standard methods. It's a but specific methods for a particular specific type of treatments, which is not general. Different treatment methods. An inhaler device for delivering pharmaceutical composition comprising a reservoir, a nozzle and a means to release the juice. Is a medical device. Is that? And here also you can have, in each case you can expand your details about the independent claims. Electrical, an integrated circuit comprising a plurality of transistors, resistors, and capacitors formed in a semiconductor substrate. A method for this is a tangible product term. Process method of fabricating semiconductor device comprising of steps of doping the silicon wafer, depositing the layers of oxide, and patterning the oxide layers. So this semiconductor device itself, how he constructed that. So it's mentioned here. Then this claim depends on the steps achieve the results. Apparatus claim, apparatus for measuring electrical current. Apparatus is always a measuring device consisting of a sensor, a display, and a processor. So the particular machine device. Computer science, a software product stored in a non-transitory computer-readable medium. This software product comprising instruction that, when executed by the processor, perform a method of managing data. See, management also gets this. So here some management, but it has to do a product. Executed and process by processor, perform the activities. Perform the activity for the entire set performing that. You're using software for that. You're using some database for that. There's some methods for that. And then finally you get the results for that. Entire thing is a patent. It's a product. Clinical pharmacy. And a computer science pharmacy wrongly. A method for processing the user to graphic user interface GUI, comprising of steps for detecting a user input event, determining the type of event, executing corresponding action. So the process of executing that. Part 2, next to how connectivity is there. So the process. And apparatus for data storage is apparatus. And consists of storage medium, a reader write head, and a controller. So these apparatus. So it claims a particular machine device. Now you can see how different claims are coming. Now the last two types of claims, Jefferson claim and Marcus claim. Mechanical, you can see in a bicycle having a frame and wheel, the improvement comprising of frame made of lightweight aluminum. See, now this is the improvement of that. Jefferson claim plus improvement. Marcus claim, a bicycle seat made up of a material selected from a group considered leather, synthetic leather, and fabric. So now you cover all three. But you cannot claim other thing unless you have done some experiment on that. You would have, because that's based on that, you would have done leather, this, and claim all three things in here. The claims include alternatives that fall within the scope dimensions. But sometimes some of the obvious things also you do not experiment, like synthetic leather and similar other type of leathers you are going to use the leather, which may not done, only few experiments are done. That also cannot be there. It's possible. But at least logically that's applicable. You don't do everything, but claim you can input that. Chemical domain, a process for synthesizing compound Y and improvement of comprising using the catalyst Z to increase the yield. Synthesizing Y using certain catalyst. Like pyrolysis, you produce a catalyst to improve pyrolysis of the plastics or something. The claim specify improvement. That by this I am improving over this prior process. Or a polymer consists of repeating the units selected from the group considered ABC. Any polymer consists of repeating any combination A or B or C or AB and all things. So mono or dipolymers or whatever. So you can have this type of things. The claim includes list of chemical alternatives. Pharmaceutical, a method for treating disease Y. Improvement comprising artificial compound X at the dosage of Y. Dose of 10 milligram per kg. So this is the method of treating that. The claim specifies improvement over the prior treatment. So now by how improvement are accomplishing by that. Here a pharmaceutical composition consists of an active ingredient selected from the group consisting of compound A, compound B, and compound C. This claim includes a list of chemical alternatives that serves as ingredients. So you can see from that you selectively can be used. Electrical. In an electrical circuit having a power source and a load, the improvement consists of voltage regulator connected between the power source and the load. The improvement of this claim. Because you added some important component. So where a component adding to existing process, then you can use this Jefferson claims. You can add multiple claims, as I mentioned. You can have different types of claims, and independent for each of them. Each of them you can have dependent claims also to explain each categories. An electrical connector, Marcus claim. Connector made up of metal selected from the group considered copper, aluminum, gold. So already given. Computer science, in a computer system for managing user accounts. The improvement say computer science, there is no specific invention unless an application oriented. You see, all application there. Because computer science itself, what is meaning? It is application of certain domains. So domain here is improvement of identify biometric data, and for that you have certain device to involve. So they're asking about computer science how to have all of them the same principles, that you have a system you develop, and the system should consist of algorithms and certain automations of that, or active authentication of whatever activity is involved, and for particular results, particular domain. Then it becomes claimed. Authentication module varies user identity based on the biometric data. This claims specific improvement of the prior act, because here the improvement comprises this authentication module added. The computer network comprising nodes selected from the group of group consider servers, clients, and routers. So you can select different nodes for that. Alternatives. Okay. For you have got some clarity about this different. How do you frame it for the different components to that? See, this presentation is copyrighted, protected. You see, so that you can use it for yourself, but you cannot market it, commercialize it. Okay. Okay. Now come back here. Anything discussions? Any clarifications? Very good. Go to actual implementation of that. Stopping. Hope everybody got some clarity about the pattern drafting process. Anybody any questions, any doubts, please? I want some response.
Participants, please ask questions. Clear your doubts.